My name is Tiago Sintra. I was the evil mastermind behind the CTF. How many guys tried to do CTF here? Okay. I don't know, Bruno, how many people that finish it? Seven. Okay, not bad. I made some videos of the resolution of the CTF. I'm going to start this because I don't have much time. So basically, this is I made a storyline behind this. Basically, BSides is an organization that fights cybercrime.
Cyber. Say cyber again.
Cyber. So we are fighting against the Russians. They have an evil botnet that we are trying to shut down. I'm not going to extend the storyline or whatever, but the CTF was made up of 4 exercises, 4 challenges. Okay, I'm going to start with the first one. The first one was really simple, but I think a lot of people got stuck on here. But I'm going to show you that it was not that hard because I'm going to start. So you can. Okay. So everyone knows this first part, right? So this is base 64. This is really simple. You could decode this with any tool that you wanted. Here I'm using base 64 with the decode. Okay. So everybody got to this part, right? I know that this isn't a very common encoding, and I'm talking on the title super encryption. Well, it's not encryption or anything, it's just an encoding. So if you see here, we have just capital letters and 3 equals. So if we didn't know what it was, we could just search on Google for encoding padding equals. If you see the first results, you will see that there are many options. So the fourth result is actually a base 32 article where we see an example that uses 3 equals as padding. So from this point, we just need to decode with any decoder online for base 32. I didn't want to make it too easy. Okay, so this is really simple now. We see that this is hexadecimal, and we see repetitions on the numbers. So one could assume that this was just ASCII. Yeah. So not sure if you can see it, but I'm posting it here. Yeah. So this was the first flag. Okay. And I'm going to prove to you that this is the correct flag. So this is our HPEC, high precision EMP cannon that we are requesting our satellite to track the knowledge and to take it out. And that's it. This was the first challenge. Okay, the second challenge, the title is Under the Flag. I usually put some kind of hidden hints on the titles, and you will notice that specifically on the third challenge. But this is what I give you is just an image, and we have to figure out what's hidden here in this image. So the first thing that I normally do in this kind of exercises is to use stack detect, because it's a very nice tool to analyze images. And stack detect will tell us that there's actually some data appended to the end of the file. So one could also use a tool called binwalk. And binwalk will also tell you that there is a zip file, an encrypted zip file at the end of this image. So from this point onwards, you just need to unzip the file. So I'm copying the file to a zip extension and then unzip it. It's asking us for a password, and binwalk also tells us that it's an encrypted archive. So we need a password. I'm showing here that there's actually a password. So right now we need to find out what the password is, and the password must be hidden somewhere inside the image file, because it's the only thing that I can give you. So there's a tool called exif tool, which spits out lots of information about the image. And an interesting property is the user comments. You see that it's kind of strange. So I'm going to show you that you could also see this information on Windows. On Windows, it's really simple. You just have to go to properties, on the details, and it's right there, the comments. And again, you could identify that this is just ASCII and eggs. So what I'm going to do is to decode it again. Here I missed a part here. And the password is Perestroika lead speed mode. So we have now the password to unzip the contents of the zip the zip inside the image. And there we have it. We have the node ID inflated. Now we just need to get, and we get the flag. Pretty simple. Again, I'm transmitting this to our satellite. And it's firing an EMP blast. So we got 2 nodes down. And we're going to the third challenge. This challenge was interesting. The people were really creative. So basically, what I'm saying here is that we intercepted some network packages, some network packets, and we need to analyze it. So I give you a link to a PCAP file. I'm going to download it and open it on Wireshark. You could also use Network Miner or any other tool that opens PCAP. I'm using Wireshark. When you open the file, this is where things get complicated. I try to do this as simple as possible. So, in my opinion, it would be very straightforward, but people got creative in this one. So let me just pause for a second, because this PCAP file, as I actually extracted this from a malware analysis on the internet. What I did was to strip out all the HTTP traffic, and I injected my HTTP traffic that I did on my VMs, but I left some some other data which was not HTTP, and a lot of people were losing time on that because it's actually real traffic that was happening on the malware. So there was a Gmail account with a password, keylogging stuff. But the thing is, this was supposed to be simple, right? So if it was me, I would just search for HTTP. I put an HTTP filter. So what we have here, now I'm going to follow the TCP stream. And we see here that basically it's like a page that redirects 3 times. And it gives us a hint that to follow the path waypoints to retrieve it. It's the encrypted key. So here we see that the body is, each redirect is a part of the payload. As you see here, it's the first part of 3, 2 parts of 3. I think this was kind of logical. So I think the first step here is to concatenate everything. This is what I'm doing here. I'm concatenate everything. So for some of you would look at this, and right away you will see immediately what it was. Yeah, it is actually brain fuck for those of you who don't know it. But for those of you who didn't know what this is, the title actually had hidden hints, and you will see why. The title is Wired Language. So if you search on Google for wired language, I'm going to search on Google for wired language, and notice that Google corrects you and suggests that it's weird language. So of course we don't want human languages. We want like digital stuff. So we could add like computer.
You're evil.
Yeah. Like computer languages, because that's what we are talking about right here. So any one of these links will show you right away what it was. So I'm going to open the second one from Wikipedia, which is a very trustworthy source. And they're talking about esoteric programming languages. So I'm going to scroll down a bit, and there are examples for each weird language. And I scroll down a bit more. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is very awesome. And there we have it. We have an example of brainfuck language. Okay. So right away we will see that it's brainfuck. So what we need now is just to decode this using a brainfuck decoder. So we're going to decode our encrypted text, and there we have it. We have the node ID. Okay, once again, I'm going to put this on our HPAC interface. I think this was a lot of fun to create. Okay, and the last challenge was a very simple reverse engineering challenge. Not anything near remotely like what Marco did. Maybe for next year it's a MIP32 architecture. So what I'm seeing here is that we found the port on a machine that allowed us to download a botnet client. So I download this client, and I'm going to open it for you. Of course, it's very, you could run this without any problems because it's a malware client, right? So it's basically checking, it's asking us for an encryption password. Since I don't know what the password is, I'm going to put something, and it says invalid password or checksum. So one thing that you could be tempted to do was to, okay, maybe it's asking us for a password, but passing that password phase, the node ID will be outputted right away. So one could think that, okay, let's search for strings in this executable. Minus n19, which is the size of the node ID, if you think it's 8 plus 3, 16 plus 3. But if you notice, there is no node ID here. That's because I've encrypted it. It's using a short encryption, so you will never retrieve it just by strings, using strings on this executable. So we'll have to do a little bit of reverse engineering, and I'm going to show you how simple it was. I'm just going to open Unity. I've increased the letter font so you can see it. So I'm going to run the program to get to the entry point, and then I'm going to scroll down.
The computer wants beer.
9%.
It should do. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down a bit on the code to get to the interesting stuff. We already know that the program is asking us for an encryption password. So here we'll find the printf of that string, and then here we see that the program is asking us for a password, and now we see the good stuff here. So if you notice here, it's the logic between getting an invalid password or a password accepted. So a simple way to check this would be to find reference for this password accepted line. So we see that Immunity gave us that a reference is this jump. So it's just basically it's just a jump if not 0. So if you reach here in the code, I'm going to put a breakpoint here and run the code. Eventually, the code will reach this part and make the validations of the password. So I'm going to put something which is not the password, obviously. So we are seeing here that the Immunity is telling us it's a breakpoint, and it's telling us that the jump will not be taken. So we want to take this jump because we want to go to the password accepted, not the invalid password. So this is really simple because oh yeah, by the way, EAX is 0 and is comparing to 0. So that's why it's not jumping, because it will jump only if it's not 0. So what we can do here is very basic. It's just we switch the jump if not 0 to jump if 0. And this was one of the many solutions. You could. I heard that there are some people that change the beats of the flag of the comparison, the beats or of AEX. You could go lots of ways. Here I switched to 74, which is the jump if equal. And now we see that Immunity is telling us that the jump will be taken. So right now I'm going to do a step over and actually see the code jumping to the password accepted. And there we have it. Now I'm going to run, and the program will decrypt the password and give us the node ID. I'm going to put this on a notepad so you can see it. And there you have it. We find the last flag and the main command and control node ID. It was simple. And this was the final exercise, and if you could reach here, you would see this. We have the fried circuits, and you would be awarded the title Hackerman. Okay, this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.